Johansson, Ryan Cashton, Austin Kuchera, Troy Pippin, Jacob Romig, Nathan Romig, Tim Schuler, John Strezloff, Nick Villacampa, and Dustin Williams. I had a lot more fun this year than I had last year. No offense to you guys that were there last year. But we had a below 500 season this year. And I guess what that means is, even though we worked really hard, we had a good time with it. We picked up a lot of the fundamentals. Several of the guys coming up from the 7th grade didn't have a whole lot of playing time under their belt, so we had to start from square one with some of them. And it was exciting to see some of them be shooting all their layups on the left side with their left hand. So we really worked on the ball handling skills and the shooting skills and free throws and the basics that they need to possibly move on next year to play at the junior varsity level. And I've got a great bunch of 7th graders that are going to come up and play for me next year as 8th graders. So I'd like to hand out a couple of awards. First of all, I'd like to recognize Jonathan Villacampa for being our scorekeeper. Is he here tonight? No. He's not able to make it? I just got to tell a story about Jonathan, even though he's not here. We were playing a home game over at Walter Fuller, and it's the only technical we had all season. He's our scorekeeper, and during halftime, he ran out on the court and tried to dunk a basketball, and he held onto the rim, and the referee came over and he said, "One of your guys is trying to dunk." And I said, "Who was it?" None of my guys can touch the net, let alone the rim. and one of the guys, I looked over and saw Jonathan running at the rim again, and I said, "Oh, well, he's our scorekeeper. You can't penalize him for my scorekeeper going out there." He said, "Well, I got to give it to somebody." So he gave it to Chuck Bates, the tallest guy in the team at the time. So that was one of the highlights this season. Technical by the scorekeeper. No, Nathan, it wasn't you. I know it wasn't you. I'd like to recognize the most improved player. He came out and worked a little overtime on the free throws and shooting layups underneath the basket on both sides. Chuck Bates.
Not here.
He's not here. Okay. Okay, most valuable player. This is the guy that was there every night with all the other responsibilities that go with being a student at Northside Christian. I believe he led us in scoring. Made a lot of key passes and definitely had a highlight in every game. Nick Villacampa. I think this is the most important award, the Coach's Award. I really have two guys I want to give this award to, and I'll mention both of them. I didn't realize until today when I got my certificates back with everything typed up, that I'll see to it that they both get an award. These are the guys that were with me last year during the winning season. They came back out this year and gave 110% on the floor every night. One guy, he hustled so much, he broke his wrist towards the end of the season. I'd like both Tim Bredimus and John Strezloff to come up. All right. Thank you.
Next will be Coach Connie Nurse with the girls basketball program.
4 years of what the record was in the junior high baseball, and over the last 4 years it was 43-6. So these guys continued on the tradition. This year we were 11-3. Our 3 losses were to teams who had freshmen on the team. So we've kind of upped our schedule a little bit, and they still did a really good job. So we finished overall 11-3. The strength of the team was basically our hitting. Team batting average was .366 this year, so we really hit well, did a good job. All right, let me say a little bit about each player, and as your name is called, stand up. 7th graders, Corey Hess, pitcher, first base, shortstop. He led the team in hits, triples, putouts, and being hit by pitch balls. Nathaniel Romay played some outfield. He was a hard worker in practice. Chucky Bates, I don't think he's here tonight. Pitcher and outfield. I think he's playing in a baseball game today, I'm not sure. Mark Miller, pitcher, shortstop, outfield. He led the team in runs, doubles, walks, stolen bases, batting average of .545 and assists. Dustin Williams, shortstop and third base. He's our best bunter on the team. He led the team in sacrifices. Scott Woodson played some outfield, a little catcher. He had a .357 batting average. Chris Johansson did the bulk of our catching, did some pitching also. Batted .410 this year. Robbie Bates, pitcher, first base, led the team in RBIs. He had 16 RBIs in 14 games, and he led the team in fielding percentage with no errors. Yes, guys, I finally got the stats done. 8th graders. First of all, Nick Villacamp, our scorekeeper. I'd like to thank Nick for all the hard work he did. Helped me out. He did a good job. Craig Spears, catcher, did some catching, outfield, batted .485. Steve Hatley played first base and outfield. I don't know, is Steve here? Okay. He played some varsity also. Jacob Romig, third base and outfield, did an excellent job. Tim Bredemus, second base mostly all year, and he's the only other Phillies fan on the team, along with me. He led the team in home runs with 1. Dylan Carbonneau played some third base and then switched over to outfield. And Paul Rutherford played some outfield, did a good job. That's our team for this year. Most improved player goes to a guy that I've been working with for 2 years. He's done a good job. I saw a lot of improvement this year. Just in his overall ability and working hard. Most improved goes to Jacob Romay. Coach's Award for overall hustle. This is a guy who always gave his all, get mad at himself when he didn't do good, but he always played real well. Coach's Award goes to Tim Bredemus. Most valuable player is a guy who led the team all the offensive and defensive statistics and just did a real good job. MVP Mark Miller. All right. Okay, thanks very much.
Ask him to recap this season for us, and I'll tell you a little bit more about our awards winners in just a moment.
Thanks, Coach Conrad. You'll have to excuse me, I had some chicken before I came over. It was a little rare.
Oh.
Coach Conrad told me to do something funny. That was the only thing I could think of. Just to recap briefly, how many parents, football parents, were at the first game against Berkeley Prep in Berkeley? Could you see a hand?
Hand.
Okay, those hands that are up, and I can just tell by the looks what the answer to this question is going to be. How many of you thought that we had a chance at having a 500 season after that first game? Those hands have strangely stayed down. I think the final score was 39-2, and we really got clobbered. But in recapping the season, I think that the most obvious positive thing I can say is those guys worked so hard. I mean, after that first game, we decided, or Coach Conrad decided, who was the head coach, by the way, he decided that we were going to practice in pads every day from now on. And we were not going to have, normally at the Friday after the Thursday game, we have, we'll have a light practice and just wear our helmets. We went pads the rest of the season. And the highlight of the year for me, obviously making 500 was a real accomplishment for us because we were so young and so inexperienced. But the real highlight for me, and the thing that sums up the year from my point of view, was when we split up the first time, and I got the receivers and the defensive backs, and I saw this set of shoulder pads and a helmet coming at me. And that's all it looked like, was just helmets and shoulder pads coming at me. And as it got closer, I looked and it was T.J. Keller. And I said, oh man, okay, here we go. T.J., come on, buddy, we're gonna make a great player out of you. And I'll tell you, the fun that Coach and I had with TJ at the beginning of the year soon disappeared because midway through the season, as we evaluated the players, TJ had worked so hard, and he really was indicative or summed up what the team had done. He worked so hard, and he never quit. And I can remember a crucial time in a game against Temple Heights. Man, close football game. Against a good team, and there was a play in the game, and it was in the first half, I think, and it was like a second down and short. And I said, okay, this is a good time to get TJ in. He's worked hard, he deserves to get on the play. And it was second down and short. They'll run some up the middle, no problem. They'll run it down the middle, won't run in his direction, I'll get him in there. So he ran, he comes jogging. I'm like, TJ, go get it in there. You gotta keep your in for running, Mr. Keep running in. Shoulder pads and helmet running up the field. And he lines up, and I'm watching. My heart is just thumping, and I'm mental as Garth and Wayne would say. I'm like, come on. And sure enough, they ran a sweep to the left, and I'm watching TJ the whole way. Come on, TJ, just do this right. And he's watching. He's keen on the receiver. He's watching the receiver, and he sees the run coming. He leaves the receiver and starts heading towards the guy with the ball, and they're running the sweep out, and he got hit so hard by the lead blocker. I felt that he got hit so hard. He got smashed. And Coach Conrad was going, "What you put him in the game for?" Well, he didn't say TJ, oh man, and TJ, he came right off the field, and he was trying so hard to show that he wasn't hurt. But I hurt. He came out, he was just grinning, and he was just so pumped up. And that pretty much summed up everyone's effort. I mean, whoever would have thought that we put TJ in there in a crucial situation in the game, and through his hard work and effort, he built that up to where we could do that. And those 7th and 8th graders were coming up. It's really encouraging, and it's an opportunity for them to do well and make the varsity team a great program. But that's about all I have to say, so I'll go sit down now.
If you would stand up very quickly, I'm not going to say a little bit about each one of you, but I want to say a few words at the end here. Chuck Bates is not here. Robbie Bates, Tim Bredimus, Matt Brinson, Brian Bronson, Dylan Carbonell, Kevin Esposito, Steve Hatley is not here either. Corey Hess, Chris Johansson, T.J. Keller, Sean McCauley, Mark Miller, Bill Mowry, Phil Paxton, Matt Rice, Nathaniel Romig, Paul Rutherford, Craig Spears, Trevor Ohm, Dustin Williams, Scott Woodson. Phil, incidentally, was our equipment manager, did a fine job. He was very helpful all through the year. Anything we needed, we just said, Phil, and he went, okay, what? And then he did it. He's a great kid. The tradition in football is, as a 7th grader, you're supposed to not play much. Okay, it's just the way it is. You're supposed to watch, learn what to do, and then 8th grade you'll play a little bit, and then 9th grade you'll be a star. That's the tradition. Well, we had 4 9th graders this year. We had a few more 8th graders who did play quite a bit, and we had 13 at last count 7th graders. So 7th graders had to play, and they are, this is a group that I feel like is the backbone of the next part of the athletic dynasty at Northside. They are going to be fantastic. And again, Coach Keller talked about TJ. He could say the same thing about, you know, Robbie Bates, only Robbie was a little bit bigger. He started part of the year. Chris Johansson, no business playing football as a 7th grader, and he did a great job. Okay, Corey Hess the same way. We have the backbone of a fine team coming up, and I hope that you can sense that and see it in what we're saying here about your kids. There are some people that stand out in my mind, and I'd like to let you know a little bit about them. Finally, we have an offensive weapon, and we've been impotent offensively for the past 3 years as with me as the coach. And I keep thinking, well, it's my fault. I'm just not doing the plays right. Well, no way. We finally got somebody fast who can catch the ball. Matt Brinson, most valuable offensive player. And I don't mean to slight Mark. Mark's not an award winner, but Mark's just a tick off of him. And they're both very fast. And we just got a quarterback, a little 9th grader, tossed it up, and these guys ran it under the ball and caught it and did a really good job. This person is a 9th grader who will not be here tonight, but he is Justin Klinger, and he's the most valuable defensive player. And our award winner for the Coaches Award, he epitomized what a leader should be on the football field. And when he wasn't on the football field because of an injury, he sat out a game, he was right there trying to get our kids to play harder. And that is Steve Hatley. He was the Coaches Award winner. He's not here tonight. Great guy. These are our football awards. This will be volleyball.
I'm proud of my track team. There are some incredible athletes in the middle school. Anyway, let me just start here. As I read your names, you'll stand up, and I'll go backwards alphabetically, because it's fun. By the way, Loretta comes up here for her award. She's yawning. I just want you to know that. She's thrilled. Okay, Scott Woodson. Scott Woodson doesn't care what he does to his body or anyone else's. He's incredible. He's like the Mr. Decathlon. One day it's going to be some commercial. There's Dave, Dan, and Scott. He did awesome. He did a really good job. Becky White. Becky ran varsity also. She earned her varsity letter this year as a 7th grader. She jumped, ran hurdles, learned not to jump over the hurdles quite so much. Also, kind of got her form down a little better. When we first started with her, she ran in 8 directions at one time with her body. It was cool. Now we've got her down to 4, and we're working. She did a great job. Nick Villacampa. Nick broke the school record. He's so proud. At the end of the last meet, he has a school record. The triple jump. He jumped 30 feet 7 1/4 inches, and that's a new junior high record. By the way, the guys broke 9 records this year. And that's pretty good, because they've had some good classes ahead of them. But Nick's just an awesome kid. I like those Villacampas. They're fun. John Ulrich. John, again, same as with cross country. Stand up, John. Come on. Look, you're turning gray. Now shape. John is an awesome kid. Again, he runs hurdles. He'll do anything at all you ask him to, and anything you don't ask him to. John Strezoff. John worked really hard. He brought his time in the mile from, what was it last year? Like, he finally broke 6 minutes. He ran 5:22 this year. And he really brought it down. He really worked hard at that, and I really appreciate all his hard work. Now we just got to get him to stride for 4 laps. John Stark, is he here? He-Man is not here. Okay. Melissa Rutland. Melissa is a great athlete. She just needs to grow into her body yet. Those hurdles. No, it's just those hurdles. She could be great at them, but they scare her. So once she learns that they don't bite, she's going to do awesome. Paul Rutherford. Paul's way back there in the corner, but I'll tell you something. I could not ask more of anyone than I do Paul. And he's just an awesome athlete. He's very fast. He's not quite Matt Brinson, but he's very fast. He's a hard worker, and I was just so impressed with how Paul worked this year. He came out and just gave everything 110%. I really appreciated that. Get you for baseball next year, right, Paul? You had your spring of folly. Tim Nordstrom. Talked Tim into coming out, and he said, oh, I'll do shot and discus. And he's like, well, can I try long jump? And he said, well, how about high jump? And he did it all with his hat on. It was pretty incredible. He did a great job. Jimmy Newman. Jimmy here? Okay. Mark Miller. Mark is incredibly quick. He plays soccer. He broke a record he took 4 seconds off the record in the 400-meter dash, ran 60.93 seconds, and then collapsed because he hadn't been training, he'd been playing baseball. He has the idea, the talent he has. He made him not running cleats, too. Sean McCauley. If Sean is ever well, he's going to be an awesome athlete. I'm serious. He has an awesome attitude. He's out there late every day. He's asking, what do we do, Coach? What can I do? And when he could do things with his knee, he did great. And then, his knee wouldn't keep up with him, and so he couldn't do stuff. And he was really disappointed. And I want to thank Sean for all his hard work, just how awesome he did. Andrew Krause. No. Andrew Krause. Okay, where's Andrew? Krause. Yeah, that's you. Shoo Bubba. Andrew holds 2 school records now. One's in the pole vault, and that's it. That's his love. He loves that pole vault, and he's good at it. He almost got to do it varsity, but his shoulder hurt him. He pole vaulted 7 feet 4 inches this year, which is an increase in, let's see, it was 5'6" last year is our record. First year we did it. And he also holds a record in 110-meter low hurdles, which he just did for fun, and he got the record in. So Andrew's great. He's a Krause, so what can you expect? He does pretty well for the parents he has. Right. So much for my next meal. Okay. Ryan Cashton. Okay, Ryan came out. He didn't get to do too much with the team this year in middle school, but he broke the school record in the 3,200-meter run, which equals to 2 miles, or a 3,200-mile run, as our announcer gave one day. And he ran that, the 2 miles on the track, in 13 minutes. That's like 8 laps. Yay. Mark Johnson, is he here? Okay, he holds a school record. Angel Jackson. Angel got to be my manager. That is a lovely position to be in during a meet, when I expect my managers to read my mind now and be able to find everything for me and do it before I want it. And so thank you, Angel, for putting up with me. And Angel earned her varsity letter for doing that. Sean Heiler, is he here? No, Natasha Holden. No, stand up, stay up. Natasha was the other half of my managing team. Angel had the legs, Natasha had the brain. No, that's not and Natasha had knee surgery. She couldn't walk around too much, so she got out of a lot of work. She had to write things. But again, those guys did a great job. I really appreciate them putting up with me. David Hester, is he here? David came out, broke his arm right before the first meet. Oh, it was, and then he got the cast off after the last meet. Amy Hine. Hi, Amy, how you doing? Amy is going to be one of those muscle women one day. I see, she gets in the weight room, it's just like, 5 pounds. But she's out there working hard. I mean, hey, you wait, just stay off the steroids. Loretta Freeman. Loretta Freeman earned her varsity letter this year. She went to state and participated in 2 relays at the state meet, is a member of the varsity record-holding 400-meter relay team. She sleeps a lot. She also, we woke her up to have her run. She also holds a record for the girls in the 60-meter low hurdles. And she's an incredible athlete, and I enjoy making fun of her, but she's a good kid. Kevin Esposito. Kevin Esposito, he's like, out there late, what can I do to help out? Do you have anything else for me to do? I'm like, no, let the managers do that. And I think they were telling him to do it. And that's what I want to do. You know, that needs to be put away. Kevin's putting it away. But he's got a lot of talent. He's everything you could ask for in an athlete. Carrie Drake. Is Carrie here? Yeah. Okay. Lizard Breath Deweese, or Elizabeth Deweese. She's lizard breath to me. She puts up with me, basically. Elizabeth's another very hard worker, and she has a good sense of humor, so. Jennifer Daniels. Jennifer's also going to be powerlifting. You look at these kids, they got to start somewhere. But Jennifer was having some problems with her knees and stuff this year, but she did a real good job. She learned a lot with track. Kathleen Kaysen. Now, this is cool. It's like she's related to Phil Kaysen, but not genetically, okay? I don't know. Her knee's bent. It's really cool. Kathleen got her varsity letter. She sprints, which again, if you know Phil, you wouldn't expect this. She got 6th place at districts, the varsity districts, in the 100-meter dash. Wow. And she, like I said, she earned her varsity letter. She came a long way. At the beginning, she took these little baby steps, and now she actually strides. It's probably because of Loretta's spikes. But she does a great job. I'm really proud of her. JJ Buggle. JJ learned real early that I mean what I say. Right? But JJ did a great job. He's a good runner. I think he's a little more self-confidence, but he did a real good job. Proved in a lot of things this year. Mark Buckles. They gotta be nice. His parents are here. Okay, Mark set a new school record in the 800. That's the half mile. Ran 2:22.2. So that made it easy to remember. Broke his own old record. He also earned a varsity letter, his 2nd varsity. And he's just an awesome athlete. He doesn't like to leave track unless he hurts. And that means there's something really wrong, okay? But I'll keep him. Matt Brinson. This is Matt's 2nd varsity, also 2nd-year varsity. Matt's fast. Matt holds a record in the 100-meter dash, the 50-meter dash, and the 200-meter dash. He was our fastest sprinter on the varsity team. He placed 3rd at districts in the 100-meter, and he also anchored the varsity boys 400-meter relay team, which missed going to state by this much. Okay. But he's an awesome athlete. He's a great guy, and I'm really proud of him. And wait, Chuck Bates is in here. Joy Alberry. How's it feel to be last, Joy? Joy played softball this year also. So you have a school record, don't you? Or something? No, you don't. Sorry. I bet you wish you did. Okay. Well, maybe one day, Joy. Joy's an awesome athlete also. She's a good hurler. She'll do anything. She's kind of kamikaze about that. TJ Keller, apparently. I forgot TJ. Not purpose, not. TJ's a jumper. He loves to jump. He doesn't like to run those distances too much. He's a high jumper, and he's better looking than his dad. Good guy when he's down. Did I miss anyone else by accident? If I did, I'm sorry. Good. Okay. For the awards. For the boys, yeah, you can sit down. Yeah. Let's give them a hand. They had an awesome season. For the awards, for the most valuable boys, this was tough, boy, I tell you. Who to give it to? So for the 2nd year in a row, I figured, why break tradition? Matt Brinson. All right. Now, our theory is the slower you walk, the faster you run. I rest my case. Congratulations, Matt. You have to go stand down here again. Good boy. The most improved boy. This gentleman put a lot of effort into his event. It was really hard for me to come up with this one. There were several. And Coach Mahal and I were sitting there just going over it, and we decided this guy really deserved it. John Strezoff. He's a distance runner, so he walks a little quicker. And the Coaches Award, again, I wish I could give everybody a Coaches Award. Every coach says that, and believe me, we mean it. We aren't just saying it. Well, everyone but TJ. But other than that, we really like to give everyone, I'm just teasing a TJ. This guy really deserves it. Again, he's the kind of kid every coach wishes they could have on team. Kevin Esposito. tie and a skirt. I'm in pain. Okay. The girls. She went to Florida State. The girls most valuable. This young lady broke 2 school records. She's at the top of all the lists for personal records. Really hard worker. She went with the varsity team to state as an alternate on the 400 meter relay. Julie Bent. No, wait. I'm sorry. Becky White. Been hanging around Loretta too long, falling asleep. The Most Improved Award, again, she's learned how to stride and she has knees. Kathleen Kaysen. She's a sprinter, see. Stay there. Stay, Becky. Stay. Heel. And the Coaches Award, again, this is really hard to figure out, but and again, there are a lot of people I wish we could have given it to, but the young lady who really worked very hard, never complained, and did everything she could for the team, Carrie Drake. Especially on behalf of Carrie, I'd like to thank everyone that comes.
The best for last, it wasn't by design, it was by accident, but it happened that way. Because we're going to talk about wrestling. What could be more exciting than 2 men struggling for superiority and one coming out on top? Nothing. That's what. 2 women.